My mom coldly texted, "You're cut off from the family business. Expect a call from our lawyer." I didn't argue, just replied, "Understood." Then I quietly sold my 40% share. And 48 hours later, 72 missed calls, my brother begging me to undo it. Hey everyone! Before we jump into today's video, I need your help. We've noticed the channel is losing some traction, and subscribing is one of the best ways you can support us. It's quick, free, and it helps us keep bringing you awesome content. Your support means the world. Let's keep this channel growing together. Thanks so much. Now let's start the video. My 28-male family fired me from our construction business via text, tried to sell to a shady developer, then lost everything when I bought the company and fired them all. Here's how it went down. Posted by you/Thompson Revenge. 12 hours ago. Hey Reddit. Long-time lurker, first-time poster. My therapist says I need to process my emotions in a healthy way, instead of just working 16-hour days and ignoring my feelings. So here I am, about to dump the wildest family drama you've probably read this month. Grab some popcorn, this is gonna be long. TLDR at the bottom, because I know some of you have the attention span of a goldfish. Until 8 months ago, I was the only person in my family who knew which end of a hammer to hold. Thompson Construction was started by my grandfather, Eugene Thompson, back in 1978. This man was a legend. Started with a beat-up 1965 Chevy C10 pickup, a toolbox he built himself, and hands that could frame a house in his sleep. Grandpa Eugene wasn't just a builder. He was an artist with 2x4s and concrete. The man once built an entire deck during a thunderstorm, because he'd promised the customer it'd be done by their daughter's birthday party. That was the kind of work ethic that built Thompson Construction from a one-man operation into a respected mid-sized construction company in Denver. When Gramps passed in 2018, he left behind more than just a business. He left a legacy, or at least he tried to. The will was interesting. He split Thompson Construction like this. Dad, Robert, 58 male, got 30%. Mom, Patricia, 55 female, got 20%. Sister Ashley, 31 female, got 15%. And I got 35%. His exact words in the will were, "Michael gets the biggest piece because he's the only one who gives a damn about actually building things. The rest of you better listen to him, or you'll run this into the ground faster than a Chinese drywall lawsuit." Prophetic words, Gramps. Fucking prophetic. Let me paint you a detailed picture of my loving family, because you need to understand exactly what level of incompetence we're dealing with here. My father, Robert Thompson, age 58, our self-proclaimed CEO, inherited his position, but not his ability. This man calls himself CEO, but couldn't identify a Phillips head screwdriver if you labeled it with giant letters. I once watched him spend 30 minutes trying to figure out why a drill wouldn't work. He had it in reverse. His biggest contribution to the company? A reserved parking spot and a golf handicap of 18. Dad went to business school in the 80s, which apparently means he learned to say synergy and paradigm shift, but never figured out what a load-bearing wall does. His typical day involves arriving at 10 a.m., checking the stock market. Not our company's finances, mind you. The actual stock market where he loses money day trading. Taking a 3-hour business lunch and leaving at 2 p.m. for networking at the country club. His most memorable quotes include gems like, "Why do we need so many safety inspections? Seems like overkill," and "Can't we just use regular screws instead of these expensive foundation bolts?" Oh, and my personal favorite, "What do you mean the foundation is cracked? Just put some caulk in it." Then there's Mom, Patricia Thompson, 55, our chief financial officer, who thinks Excel is that computer thing Michael does. Mom's accounting expertise extends to knowing that money goes in and out, though she's much better at the out part. Her main contribution to Thompson Construction has been redecorating the office 7 times in 5 years and hosting business development lunches at restaurants where appetizers cost more than our workers' daily wages. Mom still tells people she was a model because she did one Sears catalog shoot in 1991. She has that photo framed in her office. Sorry, her executive suite. She once tried to write off a $3,000 Hermes bag as a site inspection kit. When I asked what she needed to inspect with a designer purse, she said, "My image, Michael. Image is everything in business." Her financial wisdom includes such hits as, "Why don't we just print more invoices if we need money?" And "Depreciation sounds so negative. Can't we call it something else?" My favorite was when she said, "I don't understand why the bank keeps calling. We gave them checks." My sister Ashley Thompson Davis, 31, our marketing director, deserves her own reality show. Her entire marketing strategy consists of posting selfies in clean hard hats with captions like CEO in training, your boss babe Cedar construction princess. She has 8,000 Instagram followers, which would be impressive if 4,000 weren't bots she bought from some sketchy website for $50. Ashley drives a white Range Rover with vanity plates reading BLDRBAE. I shit you not. She had it wrapped with our company logo, but in rose gold, because nothing says serious construction company like rose gold branding. Her idea of visiting a job site is driving by slowly with the windows up because all that dust is bad for my complexion. Her marketing achievements include a TikTok dance trend called the Hard Hat Hustle. 12 views, 8 were family. Business cards scented with Chanel No. 5, a company Instagram filter that adds sparkles to safety vests, and a failed YouTube series called Construction Couture, where she reviewed work boots based on how they looked with yoga pants. Then there's my brother-in-law, Derek Davis, 33, our operations manager who married into his position, literally. This tactical genius once suggested we save money by mixing concrete with less water to make it stretch further. When I explained that's not how concrete works, he asked if we could add flour instead. Flour. In concrete. Before joining the family business, Derek sold cell phone cases at a mall kiosk. His entire construction knowledge comes from watching HGTV and playing Minecraft. He thought rebar was a type of protein bar until last year. His biggest operational improvement was suggesting we switch from yellow hard hats to blue ones because yellow is so aggressive. Derek's greatest hits include approving an order for 100 left-handed hammers. Those don't exist. Trying to negotiate wholesale pricing on dehydrated water, asking why we couldn't just 3D print houses instead of building them, and suggesting we pivot to virtual construction during COVID. And then there's me, Michael Thompson, 28, everything else. The idiot who actually went to trade school, got certified in construction management, learned the business from the ground up, and somehow became the only person in this circus who knows what a joist is. I started working summers with Grandpa at 14, became a full-time laborer at 16, got my contractor's license at 23, and by 25 was essentially running every actual construction-related aspect of the company while my family played dress-up. My typical day involved waking up at 5 a.m. to check weather for job sites, first site inspection at 6 a.m., dealing with whatever Derek fucked up yesterday by 7 a.m., fixing budget issues Mom created by 8 a.m., actual construction work at 9 a.m., explaining to Dad why we can't build a house out of recycled airplane parts at 2 p.m., more actual work at 4 p.m., evening site checks at 6 p.m., paperwork Mom forgot to file at 8 p.m., wondering where my life went wrong at 10 p.m., and passing out at 11 p.m. to repeat it all again. This is where the real fuckery begins. See, I made the mistake of being good at my job. While everyone else was playing CEO, I was actually keeping the company profitable. This made me, in their eyes, the perfect person to fund their delusions of grandeur. It started small. Mike, the company's a little short this month. Can you cover the materials for the Johnson project? We'll pay you back next quarter. Spoiler alert, they never paid me back. Then it escalated. The requests got bigger, more frequent, and more ridiculous. But they always had the perfect manipulation tactics. It's for the good of the company. We're family, we help each other. Don't be so selfish. Grandpa would want this. You'll get it all back when we expand. Here's a comprehensive breakdown of shit I personally paid for, because the company needs this. Mom's business expenses were legendary. Her monthly business wardrobe from Nordstrom ran $5,000 because appearance is everything in business. Weekly spa treatments cost $600 because she needed to look professional. Her networking lunches at the Four Seasons averaged $3,000 per month. She hired executive coaching from her yoga instructor at $400 per session. Her office inspiration trips to Aspen were $8,000 per trip. She ordered custom stationery with gold embossing for $2,000, bought a $15,000 Italian leather couch for the waiting room, hired a feng shui consultant for the office at $5,000, and bought success attraction crystals for her desk for $3,000. Total mom damage, approximately $185,000. Ashley's marketing investments were equally insane. The white Range Rover lease for client meetings was $1,100 per month. Her marketing conferences in Miami, Vegas, and Cabo totaled $45,000. Professional photo shoots for Instagram ran $2,000 per month. She paid for influencer coaching at $500 per week, custom pink hard hats with Swarovski crystals at $300 each, website redesigns 5 times for $50,000 total, logo redesigns 8 times for $20,000 total, brand development, spa retreats for $15,000, and social media management tools she never learned to use at $500 per month. Total Ashley damage, approximately $165,000. Dad's networking necessities included a country club membership at $30,000 per year, golf lessons to close deals better at $200 per week, an executive parking spot rental downtown at $400 per month, business class upgrades for flights to conferences he slept through totaling $20,000, leather-bound business card holders at $500 each. He bought one. 20. Subscriptions to business magazines he never read at $2,000 per year, power lunches at steakhouses at $5,000 per month, and custom golf balls with company logo for $5,000. Total dad damage, approximately $210,000. Derek's operational improvements were perhaps the most ridiculous. Golf lessons to bond with dad at $500 per week, an executive MBA from an online diploma mill for $20,000, a leadership retreat, Vegas bachelor party for $15,000, a standing desk that he never stood at for $3,000, productivity apps he couldn't figure out at $200 per month, business coaching from a guy he met at the gym at $1,000 per month, a company truck he was afraid to drive for $45,000, and an office Segway for efficiency for $5,000. Total Derek damage, approximately $125,000. The company purchases were the cherry on top. We bought a company boat for $85,000 that was used twice, rented a yacht for team building for $10,000, did office renovation number 1 with marble reception for $25,000, office renovation number 2 with Zen garden meeting room for $35,000, office renovation number 3 with Instagram-worthy break room for $40,000, bought executive meditation pods at $8,000 each, bought 4, a company jet ski for $15,000, and a mobile office RV that never left the parking lot for $120,000. Total company damage, approximately $370,000. Grand total, over $1,055,000 of my personal money over 5 years. Meanwhile, my life looked like this. I drove a 2008 F-150 with 200,000 miles, lived in a studio apartment in the sketchy part of town, wore Walmart jeans and the same work boots for 3 years, survived on a ramen and PB&J diet, hadn't taken a vacation in 4 years, canceled my health insurance to save money, maxed out credit cards covering company expenses, had no retirement savings, and used a Netflix password I borrowed from a coworker. But hey, Ashley needed that Range Rover for client meetings she never had. February 15th, 2024, 6:03 a.m. I'm on the Morrison job site, checking foundation work in 20-degree weather. My hands are numb, my coffee's frozen, and I'm reviewing plans under a work light because the sun isn't up yet. My phone buzzes. Text from mom. Weird, she doesn't usually wake up before 9. Michael, family meeting happened yesterday. You're no longer part of Thompson Construction. Dad's buying out your 35%. Lawyer will contact you. Mom. I read it 5 times. Each time it felt more surreal. Fired. Via text. From the company I'd been bleeding for since I was 14. The foreman, Jose, noticed me staring at my phone. You okay, boss? I couldn't even answer. Just told the crew to take an early lunch and sat in my truck for 2 hours, trying to process what just happened. They had a family meeting, without me, and decided to kick me out. Via text message. Not a call. Not a face-to-face conversation. A fucking text message. Like I was some random employee who'd been caught stealing office supplies. I tried calling everyone. Dad's phone went straight to voicemail with a new message. Robert Thompson is in important meetings. Please leave a message. Since when does he record formal voicemails? Mom texted back, this was a difficult decision. Please don't make it harder than necessary. It's just business. Ashley posted an Instagram story from her Range Rover. Big changes coming. So excited for TC's next chapter. Sometimes you have to prune the dead branches for new growth, learn evolution, taller boss moves. Dead branches. I was a dead branch. Derek just liked Ashley's post and added a fire emoji. Peak Derek contribution. For 3 weeks, I got nothing. No explanation, no details about this supposed buyout, no lawyer contact. Just radio silence from the family I'd given everything to. I wasn't sitting idle, though. First thing I did was hire a lawyer, Catherine Williams, a corporate attorney who specialized in family business disputes. Cost me $5,000 I didn't have just for the retainer, but she was worth every penny. They can't just fire you via text and force a buyout, she explained. You own 35%. They need proper procedures, fair valuation, and your consent for any major decisions. March 8th, 2024. I'm doom scrolling LinkedIn at 2 a.m. because sleep isn't happening these days. And there it is. Thompson Construction proud to announce merger with Goldstein Development Group. This partnership will revolutionize luxury home construction in Colorado. Or game changer? Or family business? Level up. The photo showed my entire family popping champagne with Bradley fucking Goldstein. Mom in a $5,000 dress I probably paid for. Ashley doing her Instagram pose. Derek trying to look important. Dad shaking hands with the devil himself. For those not in Colorado construction, let me educate you about Brad Goldstein. This piece of work builds McMansions that fall apart in 5 years. He has 17 lawsuits for substandard work, all settled quietly. He uses the cheapest materials possible while charging premium prices. He saves money by skipping crucial steps like proper foundation waterproofing. He once built a luxury development on a former landfill without proper remediation. He's known for bribing inspectors, allegedly. His houses have more problems than a math textbook. This is who they chose to merge with. This is who they picked over me. I called Mom immediately. She answered with her fake customer service voice. Michael! Oh, we were just about to call you about the merger. It's so exciting. I found out on LinkedIn about a major decision affecting my 35% stake on LinkedIn. Well, sweetie, it all happened so fast. Brad reached out with this amazing offer. Your father handled all the details. Why wasn't I consulted? This affects my ownership percentage. Oh, Michael, you know how you get. Always so worried about building codes and safety standards and structural integrity. Brad says those are just obstacles to growth. You have to think bigger. Derek's voice chimed in. Speakerphone, of course. Yeah, bro, this is next level stuff. Brad's talking about disrupting the whole construction paradigm. Something about modular luxury frames and just-in-time material delivery. Real CEO visionary stuff. You wouldn't get it. This man just word-vomited business buzzwords at me like he was having a LinkedIn stroke. Derek, do you even know what modular framing means? Well, it's like modules. That frame? Modularly? Brad explains it better. That's when I knew this wasn't just about pushing me out. This was about them being completely out of their depth and not even knowing it. I hung up and called Jake Morrison, my college roommate who became a forensic accountant. We'd kept in touch, and he owed me a favor from when I renovated his mom's kitchen at cost. Jake, I need you to do a deep dive into Thompson Construction's finances, full forensic workup. That's a big ask, Mike. What am I looking for? Evidence that my family's been fucking up worse than I thought. What Jake found over the next week was a masterpiece of incompetence and borderline fraud. There were $750,000 in consulting fees paid to Wellness Dynamics LLC, owned by Mom's personal trainer. Another $300,000 in materials expenses traced to Ashley's personal credit cards. We found $180,000 in site inspections that were actually Dad's country club bills, and $200,000 in equipment rental for equipment we already owned. He discovered forged signatures on loan documents. Mine, specifically. There were safety violations that were covered up with bribes, unpaid subcontractor bills totaling $500,000, and tax irregularities that would make the IRS have a seizure. Hidden debts of $2.3 million surfaced, along with 3 mortgages on property Grandpa owned outright and inflated revenue reports to secure loans. But here's the nuclear bomb. They'd been cooking the books to make the company look profitable for the merger. Goldstein thought he was buying a company with $5 million in annual revenue and $1 million in profits. Reality? $2 million in revenue, $800,000 in losses. They were selling him a fairy tale written in red ink. Catherine, my lawyer, was practically salivating when I showed her Jake's findings. This is beautiful. They've handed us everything. We discovered their plan was to get rid of me because I'd never approve the merger, force a buyout at way below market value, use the merger, which required 60% shareholder approval. They had 65% without me, to cash out while screwing me. Colorado law, however, protects minority shareholders in this exact situation. Our counter-strategy was to file formal objection to the merger, demand full records inspection, every document, every email, file derivative lawsuit for breach of fiduciary duty, force proper valuation of my shares, and watch them panic. Based on their cooked books, Catherine explained, your 35% is worth about $2.8 million. They're offering $400,000. That's not just lowballing. That's theft. March 15th, 2024. We filed everything simultaneously. The objection to the merger. The records demand. The lawsuit. The proper valuation request. The effect was immediate. The merger couldn't proceed with active litigation. Goldstein's lawyers started asking questions. Banks started calling. The house of cards began to wobble. And then my phone exploded. I started keeping a log of the calls, texts, and emails. It was honestly better than any reality TV show. Day 1 brought a voicemail from Dad. Michael, this is your father. Call me immediately. This is a misunderstanding. Mom texted. Sweetie, your lawyer is being very aggressive. This isn't necessary. Ashley sent an Instagram DM. WTF are you doing? Derek emailed. Bro, what's going on? Ashley is freaking out. By day 2, Dad texted. Your actions are hurting the family business. Stop this immediately. Mom left a crying voicemail. How can you do this to us? We're your family. Ashley texted. You're literally ruining my life right now. Derek asked, can we talk? Man to man? Day 3 saw the creation of a family group text titled Emergency Family Meeting. Dad demanded, Michael, join the call now. I responded, I'll communicate through my lawyer. Mom pleaded, don't be ridiculous. We're family. Ashley chimed in. OMG, he's being such a baby. Derek surprisingly suggested, maybe we should hear him out? Ashley turned on him. Whose side are you on? By day 5, Dad emailed, if you proceed with this lawsuit, you're out of the family. Mom left a voicemail. Your grandfather would be ashamed of you. Ashley posted a TikTok crying about toxic family members. Deleted after 2 hours. Derek changed his LinkedIn status to looking for new opportunities. Day 7 brought real panic. Dad texted, the forensic accountants are asking questions. What did you tell them? Mom made a Facebook post. Some people forget where they came from. Loyalty means everything. Family first, y'all, your betrayal. Ashley texted, Brad is threatening to pull out of the deal. Are you happy? Derek left a midnight voicemail, sounding panicked. Mike, please call me back. Ashley says she's going to divorce me if this deal falls through. I can't lose her, bro. By day 10, Dad emailed, we're prepared to increase your buyout to $600,000. Final offer. Mom texted, the stress is making me sick. I'm in the hospital. She wasn't. Ashley posted an Instagram story from inside her Range Rover crying, with the caption, when family becomes your enemy. Derek finally admitted, I think we fucked up, man. Day 12 brought the masterpiece. Mom's 3,847-word text that included claims I was adopted. I'm not. She never loved me. Probably true. I was always jealous of Ashley, LMAO. Dad isn't my real father. He definitely is. We look identical. I'm cut out of the will. Joke's on her, there's nothing left. Grandpa liked me best because I was manipulative. Projection much? I'm the reason her marriage is failing. It's been failing for 20 years. And she's hiring a witch to curse me. I wish I was making this up. Day 14 brought an accidental text from Ashley, meant for her group chat. OMG, I can't believe Michael actually found out about the trainer payments. Daddy promised that was buried. And now Brad won't return my calls and Derek is being such a pussy about everything. I'm not giving up my Range Rover. Maybe I should marry Brad? He's old, but rich. Day 16, the dam broke. Dad called, and for the first time in my life, he sounded scared. Mike, son, we need to talk. The forensic accountants, they found everything. Goldstein's backing out. The banks are calling our loans. We need your help. March 31st, 2024. I agreed to meet them at the office. The one with 3 renovations that looked like an Instagram fever dream. Walking in was surreal. The marble reception desk, the Zen garden meeting room, the meditation pods, all bought with money we didn't have while I ate ramen and drove a beater truck. They looked like shit. I mean, absolute shit. Mom's Botox couldn't hide the stress wrinkles. Her designer bag looked like it was carrying the weight of the world. Dad's golf tan had faded to a sickly gray, and his hands shook with a tremor I'd never seen before. Ashley was wearing, was that Target? A Target blouse? Her roots were showing, and her nails were chipped. The Instagram princess looked human for the first time in years. Derek looked like he'd aged a decade. His stupid, expensive haircut had grown out, and he had actual worry lines. The man who thought concrete could be stretched with flour finally looked like he understood consequences existed. Dad cleared his throat. Michael, son, we made mistakes. We see that now. We're prepared to give you full control. 50% ownership. Just, please, drop the lawsuits. Help us fix this. The silence was deafening. Ashley actually started crying. Real tears, not her usual manipulation tears. Her mascara ran, and she didn't even try to fix it. Please, Mikey, she sobbed. I know we treated you badly. I know I was a bitch. But we're family. I'll lose everything. My followers will find out I'm a fraud. The Range Rover, the house, everything. I can't go back to being regular. I can't work at like a normal job. What if I have to shop at Walmart? The fact that she thought shopping at Walmart was the worst thing that could happen to her said everything. Mom tried the guilt approach. Family helps family, Michael. Blood is thicker than water. We made mistakes, but we're family. We can fix this together. I let them sweat. Let the silence hang until it was unbearable. Then I reached into my briefcase and pulled out the contracts. Actually, I said, channeling every ounce of Grandpa Eugene's spirit, the full quote is, "The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. It means the bonds you choose are stronger than the ones you're born into." Speaking of bonds, I laid the papers on the conference table. The one Mom spent $20,000 on because it was made from reclaimed mindfulness wood, or some shit. I already bought out Goldstein's position. As of 9 a.m. this morning, I own 65% of Thompson Construction. The silence was beautiful, like that moment in a movie when the record scratches and everyone freezes. How? Derek whispered. How is that possible? Turns out, when you're the only one who actually knows construction, has relationships with every subcontractor in the state, and can prove the current management committed fraud, banks are very willing to back you, especially when you show them a business plan that doesn't involve meditation pods and crystal healing for job sites. I stood up, gathering my papers. Oh, and you're all fired. Effective immediately. Security will escort you out. You have 15 minutes to collect your personal belongings. Mom gasped. You can't do this. We're your family. No, I said, heading for the door. You're former employees who committed fraud. My lawyer will be in touch about the criminal charges. The DA is very interested in those forged signatures and tax documents. Ashley wailed, Where will I work? Who will hire me? I don't have any real skills. I paused at the door, thought about all the times she'd called me just the money guy, all the Instagram posts mocking people with regular jobs, all the money she'd spent while I lived on ramen. I hear McDonald's is hiring. They'd love someone with your people skills. Although you might want to lose the attitude about regular jobs. Also, they don't allow Instagram filters on the deep fryer. It's been 6 months now. The justice is so sweet I need insulin shots. Dad, after 2 months of unemployment, finally got a job as a junior estimator at Rodriguez Construction, our biggest competitor. He makes $18 an hour, less than our apprentices. He can't afford the country club anymore, and golfs at the public course where he has to carry his own clubs. He posts LinkedIn articles about humble beginnings and second chances that nobody likes. Mom tried to become a social media influencer but failed spectacularly. She now sells doTERRA essential oils on Facebook and lives in a one-bedroom apartment in Aurora. She posts daily motivational quotes about rising from the ashes and new beginnings. Her downline consists of 3 people, all pity purchases from former friends. She applied to be a receptionist at my company, and I had HR send a very polite rejection letter. Ashley lost the Range Rover, repoed in the Target parking lot, the irony, lost the house, and lost Derek. She now works as a receptionist at a dental office for $15 an hour. She still has Instagram, but pivoted to humble living and finding myself content. Her followers dropped from 8,000 to 2,000 when the bots expired. She posted a day-in-my-life video that included taking the bus, and the comments were brutal. She tried to start an OnlyFans, but made $3.50 in 2 months. Derek divorced Ashley immediately when he realized she was broke. He got a job at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We'll pick you up is now his actual job description. He lives with his parents and tried to reconnect with me on LinkedIn. I ignored it. He posted about being a transportation solution specialist and got roasted in the comments by people who knew him before. As for me, I kept most of the good employees, fired the dead weight, and rebuilt Thompson Construction from the ground up. Turns out, when you actually pay people on time, don't waste money on crystal healings for job sites, and deliver quality work, success follows. I sold the meditation pods on Facebook Marketplace. Ashley commented, turned the Zen Garden meeting room into an actual meeting room, donated Mom's $15,000 couch to a women's shelter, gave Jose, the foreman, a partnership stake and $50,000 bonus, implemented profit sharing for all employees, paid off all legitimate debts to subcontractors, and started taking only projects we could do right. Results after 6 months. Revenue up 400%, profit margins at 18%. Industry average is 3 to 5%. 23 new employees hired, 0 safety violations, waiting list for our services, and featured in Colorado Construction Magazine as Comeback of the Year. Personal life improvements. I bought a new F-350 King Ranch, because fuck yeah. Bought an actual house. Nothing crazy, but it's mine. Started dating Sarah, an architect who appreciates structural integrity. Got my health insurance back. Eat real food again, sleep 8 hours a night, and started therapy, hence this post. Last month, Grandpa's lawyer called me. Turns out there was a sealed letter in the will to be opened when Michael takes over the company fully. Inside was a letter from Gramps. Michael, if you're reading this, it means they fucked it up and you fixed it. I knew they would. I also knew you would step up when the time came. Your father was always soft. Your mother thinks she's smarter than she is. Your sister is an Instagram idiot. Their spouses are worse. You're the only one who understood what I built. You're the only one who respected it. You're the only one who bled for it. Check the original toolbox in the shop, the one I built in '78. There's a false bottom. Inside, you'll find $500,000 in bearer bonds. I hid them there in the '90s. Consider it your real inheritance. Keep the name Thompson Construction. You earned it. They inherited it. P.S. Your sister really is an idiot. Sorry you had to deal with that. P.P.S. If your mom tries to sell essential oils, don't let her in the office. That shit stinks. Love, Grandpa Eugene. I ugly cried for an hour. Then I went to the shop, found the toolbox, found the bonds, $500,000, just sitting there for decades, waiting for me. I used part of it to give bonuses to the long-term employees who stuck with us through the chaos. The rest is going toward equipment upgrades and an education fund for employees' kids. Updates from the battlefield. Recent highlights from the last month include Mom trying to get hired as our receptionist. I had HR send the nicest rejection letter ever written. Ashley applying for a marketing position and submitting her Instagram as a portfolio. HR couldn't stop laughing. Derek DMing me asking if I needed any operational consultants. I sent him a McDonald's application. And Dad seeing me at Home Depot and trying to give me business advice. I bought him a Construction for Dummies book. I found out Mom started a GoFundMe for family betrayed by ungrateful son that raised $45. Ashley's TikTok about working a normal job went viral, but not in the way she hoped. The comments were savage. Derek got promoted at Enterprise and posted about it like he won a Nobel Prize. Good for him, honestly. Mom's essential oil business got shut down by her apartment complex for noxious odors. Through all of this, I learned that family doesn't mean doormat. DNA isn't a license to abuse someone.